Chapter 19. A gift like no other. July had arrived, a month filled with monsoon showers, the of wet earth, soft breeze that made evenings feel alive. But for Niyati, July meant something more. It meant one's birthday. She had been secretly planning for weeks, from selecting the perfect cake to arranging decorations and inviting a few of one's closest friends from college. Everything had to be flawless. Why? Because Vansh had become more than just a friend. He had been a steady hand when her world felt like it was crumbling, a, a patient listener when words were hard to form, and the rare soul who cared without expecting anything in return. She wanted the day to be special for him, just as he had unknowingly made so many things and days special for her. The surprise. The office had been transformed that evening. Fairy lights hung like glowing threads across the walls. Balloons in shades of blue and white floated near the ceiling, and a huge cake with the words Happy Birthday Vansh was written was proudly at the center. The aroma of chocolates mingled with the fragrance of fresh flowers. Laughter and soft chatter filled the air as employees glanced towards the entrance, excitement twinkling in their eyes. Finally, the glass door opened. Vansh stepped in, slightly tired from the day, but the moment he saw it, the dimmed lights, and heard everyone saying, Happy birthday, Vansh, he froze. His eyes widened, and for a moment he just stood there, blinking his eyes, as if his mind was trying to catch up with the reality. Then he saw her. Niyati stood a few steps ahead, holding a plate with the first piece of cake, her eyes shining with the satisfaction of pulling off the perfect surprise. Their gazes locked briefly, and she smiled. Not her usual polite smile, but one that reached her eyes. Began. Vansh cut the cake, and as per office tradition, okay. He fed the first bite to someone without hesitation. He walked straight to Niyati, holding out the small piece. She accepted it with a soft thank you and playfully offered him a bite in return. The employees clapped, teased, and laughed, yet both of them seemed to be caught in their own little world. The gift request. After the cake was served and the music softened, Vansh walked over to the balcony where Niyati was watching the rain. A half smile played on his face, the kind that made her heart flutter with curiosity. You forgot my gift, he said casually, almost like a complaint, but with a mischievous sparkle in his eyes. Eyebrows lifted. Oh, I am sorry, what do you want? For a second he didn't answer. He glanced at her father, sitting nearby with a warm smile, and took a deep breath, the kind you take before saying something life changed. The proposal. Slowly he walked towards her father. Everyone's attention shifted to them. Then, without a word, Vansh dropped to one knee. Gasps, gasps echoed across the room. Music faded. Conversations stopped. The rain outside seemed to grow inside louder, as if the world was waiting and listening, looking directly at Niyati. His voice steady but full of emotions, he said, What I want is you. Niyati, will you be my wife? Her breath caught. For a second, her mind went blank. She could see everyone's expectant faces, hear her own heartbeat in the ears. She had never imagined this moment happening here, in front of colleagues and family. Yet deep inside, her heart had known the answer all along. She stepped forward, lips trembling, and whispered, Yes. Then, with more certainty, yes, my future husband. Room erupted into cheers. Some clapped, some whistled, some even shed tears. One stood and pulled her into a genuine embrace, the kind that spoke more than the words would ever speak. A father's blessing. Her father walked forward, eyes glistening but smile wide, placing a hand on one's shoulder. He said, Vansh beta, how do I thank you? Today my biggest responsibility is fulfilled. I know daughter is in the safest hands. Vansh bowed his head slightly, replying softly, I promise, uncle, I will never let her feel alone in this life. Her father nodded, and for the first time in years, Niyati felt rare, unshakable peace. That night wasn't just one's birthday, it became the day they stepped into a new chapter, not written with grand promises, but with years of silent care, shared pain, and an unspoken bond that had finally found its voice. If you like this story, please do like, share, and subscribe my channel. If you want your story to be heard in our voice, please do share your story in the comment box.